Meta adds a new functionality that lets you add a community manager who can moderate your Facebook live stream. Apple announces the release of a new lockdown mode in its upcoming versions of operating systems that lets you protect yourself from spyware attacks. Ethereum Name Service sees a huge spike in growth in the last couple of weeks. All this and much more coming up in this week's edition of the Connected Church News with me, Natchi Lazarus. Welcome. This is the show that brings you the top 5 digital, social, and Web3 news you need to know for this week in just 5 minutes. Let's get started. Meta has added 2 new functionalities that could be helpful for churches and ministries. First is related to live stream. When you go live on Facebook, you can now add someone as a community manager with the capability of moderating comments, banning people, and a few other capabilities. Now, this has always been there in kind of an unofficial way, but now Facebook brings this new role as a community manager with a badge. So the person will get a badge, they use their own personal profile, their name, everything as it appears on Facebook profile, and they moderate the session. This could be really useful when you use volunteers for moderation. So now you can officially say this person is the moderator. So do check it out. The second news is about Facebook groups. Facebook has streamlined the sidebar menu, making it easier for people to pin certain groups, find new groups, interact and engage, and so on. I'll link to all the details related to both the stories in the show notes. YouTube has announced improvements to its analytics and to the songwriters mini site. So first is related to analytics. It has added key metrics to the YouTube Studio dashboard. Key metrics related to audience behavior like new and returning visitors will now appear under the analytics tab. If you click on the see more button, you should be able to see these tabs and the data listed there. And Shorts analytics has also been revamped. The way the metrics are presented in Shorts Analytics has had an upgrade, and it's now more in alignment with the rest of the analytics presentation. And the third announcement was related to Songwriters mini site, the site that lists information about artists, musicians, and songwriters. Now that has been given an upgrade. So if you are a Christian musician or a band or in worship ministry, then you might want to check out how your information is listed there and tweak the info accordingly. Snapchat has announced that they are releasing a new paid premium subscription plan called Snapchat Plus. People who subscribe and users who are in the monthly subscription plan will get the ability to change their app icon. They will get a badge and a few other perks that are going to be given to the subscribers. Now, the interesting thing that I wanted to bring to your notice is the trend of social media channels starting to look at premium subscription as a revenue model. Last week we reported Telegram releasing its paid subscription plan, and now Snapchat. So it is interesting to see the trend starting to pick up with even major players like Snapchat. Would you like to learn more about YouTube and how to use YouTube in 2022 for your ministry growth? Then we've got an online workshop that you do not want to miss. I'm going to be sharing with you some of the strategies, tools, tips, and techniques that I have used all over the world with ministries, helping them to grow on YouTube for more than 10 years now. And I'm going to show you how you can apply those in your ministry to make your ministry more effective, reach more people, and to create a kingdom impact using YouTube as a platform. You can register for free today at cca.live. We've got 2 time zones that could work for you depending on where you are. So you can select one of them and you can register for free. cca.live. I will see you inside the workshop. Apple has announced a release of an important feature in its upcoming operating system where you will have a mode called lockdown mode that lets you almost shut your device down to cyber attacks and spyware attacks, thereby protecting you. Now, this, as per Apple's statement, is an extreme level of security. That's the word used by Apple. It says it's an extreme optional protection that should only be used if you believe you may be personally targeted by highly sophisticated cyber attack. So it's not for everyone. It's for high-profile people who are being attacked in a certain way by certain spyware. But having said that, it can be activated by anyone. So I know that you as a nonprofit leader, a church or ministry leader, could be interested in protecting yourself against certain type of attacks. So do take a look at this news, and when it gets released in the future, have a look at how it might suit your requirement. In our Web3 news today, we look at how ENS, Ethereum Name Service, has seen more than 200% growth in just the last 2 weeks. And this is partly because maybe the gas fees overall has gone down in the system. And also people are starting to realize the utility of a .eth domain. So ENS basically lets you register your domain name with a .eth extension, and this is not only looks cool, as you might have seen in other platforms like Twitter and other places where people use that as a handle, but it also has a utility in the sense you can connect it to a crypto wallet, and there are you can use it as an NFT, and there are many utilities based on this. So if you as a church, nonprofit or ministry have not looked at a .eth domain, then you might want to discuss it with your team and see if this is something that's relevant to you. Do you have any questions or doubts or comments about anything we talked about? Then you can DM me at nachilazarus.com on Instagram or on Twitter. I'll see you next week with another set of news items. Until then, you stay connected and stay blessed. God bless you. Bye-bye.